How did the kid from your school die? Story 1. There was a boy from a family of alcoholics, parents divorced. He lived with a mom who was a very heavy drinker and a stepdad. Stepdad had a son who spent quite some time in mental facilities and rehab because he fucked up his brain with drug use. The son eventually came home to live with his father and my classmate. One time the classmate accidentally saw his stepbrother sniffing glue from a bag. Stepbrother got mad, poured kerosene on him and lit him up. When his mother saw her child was burning, she jumped out the window and ran away while his younger siblings were trying to put out the fire. Unfortunately, once they managed to, he was already dead. Story 2. He froze to death in his sleep after passing out in the snow. It was a school trip with his class and they had some beers, but probably some of the first few times they tried alcohol. It was devastating. They were moving from one house to another, and he had said he needed a break in between, but everyone forgot or just thought he's in another house. It sounds like an obvious mistake, but it's not necessarily that cold even if it's snow, especially after a drink. To lie down and chill on a snow pile with a good jacket is no problem, but if you pass out and forgotten, well damn. Story 3. In high school, a girl in the year ahead went missing. There were flyers posted for volunteers to help search for her. It was understood that she wasn't the type to run away. Her mom was out of her mind with worry. A few weeks later, her stepfather was arrested. It seems he'd sexually abused her, and then switched from her to her little sister. She threatened to tell, and he murdered her. Then he drove her body out somewhere to dump it, with her little sister in the car. She was too traumatized to remember much. Apparently, he put her body in a dumpster, and it ended up in a landfill somewhere. They got a confession out of the guy by putting him in Gen Pop and letting the other prisoners know what he was in for. He lasted less than 2 days. Her name was Debbie Moberg. Story 4. I have seen a lot of death in my line of work. I used to be a forensic investigator. I have seen every way to turn a person into pink goo or burned crisps. The CO poisoning cases always get me though. Just a life interrupted and ended. Everything is all there like normal, but there's dead people there. The CO cases bother me much more than fire cases or meat crayons. Story 5. Playing along a fast-moving creek deep in the woods. First teen gets pulled under really fast. Second one immediately runs and dives in to find him. A minute later, first teen comes back up on the other side, exhausted but thankfully unhurt. Guy who went in to find him was not coming back up, was in the days before cell phones. Had to run a good mile back up the trail, hop in the car, drive to the nearby park ranger office, East Texas Big Thicket area, and report/get help, along with guide rescuers. Took about 30 minutes total to get back out there to the accident. Still no sign of him. Rescue workers found that under the higher waters were tons of plant/tree debris everywhere. 2 days of removal while still trying to control fast-moving waters. His body was finally found. He had dived too deep trying to find the first friend, getting trapped under the submerged branches, without enough energy or breath to fight against the current to get out and back up. He was only 15. Story 6. That just happened here in upstate New York a week ago. First warm day and a dog fell through the ice on a pond. The owner died trying to get the dog and the dog lived. Same day nearby somebody died canoeing in a lake and 2 people airlifted out after they capsized. Just because it's 65 degrees out doesn't change the fact that the water is still 34 degrees. Story 7. Kidnapped, raped and murdered by a serial pedophile killer nicknamed the Man with the Mask during school camp. We played together 3 days before. The killer had a spree over decades in different countries. Craziest part is, a soldier stationed close to the campsite saw the man and my friend in a car during a night run in the woods. Shortly after, the soldier was sent to Iraq. Years later, after he returned, he heard about the case and remembered that night and the car model he saw. This clue led to the arrest, trial, and sentence of a previous suspect. Story 8. His girlfriend broke up with him. He didn't take it well. One afternoon after school, he walked down to the primary school near our high school and shot himself in the head right outside the entrance. Didn't know him well, but I don't think he had all that many friends. He always had sad eyes but was very nice whenever someone spoke to him.